Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild. The day that I am recording this video, it is about 10 p.m. on December 15th, and today we got number 3 to spawn for the Great One Moose, and this one only took about 500 kills to get. Oh! Yes! Great One! It's the quad paddle again, though! Oh my gosh! Let's go, guys! Great One number 3! It's a common fur. It's a common fur. But I still don't care. It's still another great one. Oh my gosh. And we have decided not to shoot this great one for a couple of reasons. And well, the reasons that we're not shooting it, I am going to talk about in today's video. So recently they pushed out a hotfix to the Hunter Call of the Wild that made it so the rare fur types for the Great One Moose would be a little bit easier to get. So stuff like the fabled speckled, fabled birch, fabled ashen, fabled oak, etc. It made it so that those would be a lot more common. However, I've got a massive suspicion that they may have made them a little bit too common. It only said in the update that they would be increased in the chances of getting them. However, the majority of the ones that I've seen killed since the update have had a special fur type, and I believe only 3 or 4 of them have been common fur type, and well, I've got a couple things that I'm a little bit worried about because of that. The biggest worry that I have is the fact that when people are killing these Great One Moose that have the special fur types and then putting them in their lodge, they end up having a common fur type in that lodge, but still say that it is that fabled fur type. So it makes me wonder if maybe there is a little bit of an issue with the fur types. Like maybe some of these that are showing up as special fur types are actually commons, but there's some type of visual glitch going on, because that has happened in the past with Call of the Wild. It just doesn't seem to make sense to me that they would make the special fur types more, I guess, easy to get than the commons, because right now we've seen less commons than we have these special fur types, and supposedly those were still supposed to be a little bit less common than the commons, but we're seeing way more of them than anything else. And so it's really got me thinking that maybe the fur types are showing incorrectly in game, and then when you get them in the lodge, it shows the proper fur type. So I have decided to hold off on shooting Great One number 3 and just leave them until we get word on whether or not they're going to push out another update to address the changing fur types. Because a lot of people have killed these special fur types, like I said, and then put them in their lodge and they're a common. So it makes me wonder, if I kill this common, would it actually have been a rare fur type? Or, you know, maybe it's just showing up as a common in game, but it's really like a fabled ashen or something. That's something that I'm curious about, and I really want to wait for word from EW as to whether or not that is actually an issue, or if this one is exactly what it shows up. Maybe the bug is solely with the lodges and everybody that's getting these special fur types. Maybe they really are special fur types and they're just bugging out and showing as commons in the lodge. But it really does make me think, what if the special fur types and the commons are switched? What if that is the issue that's going on right now, and that's why we're seeing more special fur types than commons? Because in the patch notes, it did state that they had increased the chances of getting a special fur type on your Great One Moose, but that really does not seem like it would mean getting more of them than the regular common fur type. That really is the type of language that I would expect them to use if it was like maybe a 1 in 5 chance to get a special fur type, or maybe a 1 in 10 chance. But it really seems like a lot more of them are popping up as the special fur type, and that really makes me think that they may have got them bugged while trying to push out this hotfix. And that is the reason why I have decided that I am not going to shoot my Great One Moose until we either get word for them that everything's fine, or they push out another update to try and fix whatever may be going on. Because there's definitely some weirdness going on with this update referring to the Great One Moose. You guys know for a fact there's been a lot of issues that have arose ever since they released the Great One Moose, from the controversy of them showing off the fur types as if they were going to be commons when they weren't, and then pushing them out in a hotfix to be a lot easier to obtain, and then them showing up as commons in the lodge after you kill them. There's been a lot of stuff that's gone on, so I feel like it's a very safe bet for me to just not shoot this Great One until we know for a fact that everything is fine. And I hope you guys understand that. I know a lot of you wanted me to shoot it on site, but I just could not stand the thought of killing it, of putting it in my lodge and then having an update roll out and it changing to a fur type that it wasn't when I killed it. Because that happened a long time ago when they did the Rancho update. A lot of you may remember this if you had been with the channel for a long time, but back when we got our very first Great One Whitetail when Rancho del Arroyo released, it was a common. And then they pushed out an update a couple weeks later to fix some fur type issues in the lodge, and it switched our Great One Whitetail's fur type from common to piebald. So that's the type of thing that I'm fearing here. I just don't want that to happen again. So I've decided that we're not going to shoot this Great One until we get word as to whether or not that is actually a bug that may be happening. It's unconfirmed whether or not that's really what's going on, but I feel like it's best to just err on the side of caution with this particular Great One and just hold off until they end up either pushing out a fix or at least letting us know what's going on so I can know whether or not I can kill this thing and know that it's not going to switch fur types on me when I put it in the lodge or when an update pushes through. But this was a pretty cool encounter with this Great One moose, so I think what we're going to do for the rest of the video is let's just roll the rest of the footage, because we actually did get pretty close to it, and we managed to get it to go aggressive as well. So let's just jump straight into that. What a beast. Yeah, it's definitely common. The more that we get close to it, it's 100% a common. Got a few good pictures. Yeah, Blitz, we just got it. We just got it to spawn. This has been a really weird day as well. We found like 8 shootable moose at 2 of the hidden lakes. And then since then, our respawns have just been all over the place. I'm just happy that one of the few spawns that showed up at one of our normal spots was the Great One. Unfortunately, it's just a common fur, but still really cool. I still don't have the rack that I want, though. Still no big typical rack. And so I don't want to shoot it until I get confirmation whether or not they are. Because a lot of people have been putting their special fur type Great Ones in the lodge, and then they turn to a common. So it makes me wonder, are the fur types actually commons, and the commons actually fur types? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Aggressive Great One moose. He's gone, though. Wow, he did not stay aggressive for too long. That was a very quick little burst of aggressiveness, and then he just left. Wow. Didn't expect that. Did not expect him to dart off so quickly. That was cool, though. That was so cool. 605 to 700. That's such a beautiful track to see. So cool.